Novice Nurse here, aka Pierre. So this is week 7 of my medical assistant classes, and I believe week 5 of pre-nursing classes. So it's my last week, guys. Well, not today, but next week will be my last week of medical assistant classes. It's bittersweet. I've met some really nice people. I really love my instructors. My classmates are really cool, and it's in an environment I've never been in. So this week we did a lot of administrative work, just talking about, like, you know, how to be in the office, how to be respectful, how to talk to customers, talk on the phone, scheduling, basically administrative stuff that you would do if you were going to be an administrative medical assistant. So a lot of slides on like that. So she's allowed us to do a lot of like activities like, do you have good communication skills? Like, so she made us like have a partner and sit like back to back with someone, and I had a word on a note card. Let's say it said needle. My partner said pizza, so she had to like describe to me how to draw a pizza without letting me know it was a pizza. So she was like, oh, draw a circle, draw a quarter of she said, draw a eighth of a circle. So I was like, an eighth of a circle. So I do a whole circle, and then I drew like out a little pie like piece. And she's like, draw a crust. And so she said crust. I'm like, are you cheating? I know this. This is a pizza. So I drew a pizza. I was like, okay, like whatever. And then she said, then draw like 3 dots, 3 circles. I'm like, okay, like a pepperoni pizza. Okay. I had a needle, so it was a lot more difficult to explain. So I was like, okay, draw a diagonal line, draw a rectangle, and draw a squiggly line in the rectangle and shade it in, right? I'm thinking like that looks like fluid, like blood into the needle. So she gonna draw, first of all, she didn't listen. She drew a vertical line instead of a diagonal line. Because when you think of needles, you think of it going in diagonally, not like, and then usually they teach you how to put it in diagonally, not like some vertical line. So she drew it vertically and then put the rectangle next to it. When I said put the rectangle on top of it, so that wasn't my fault. She wasn't listening. The only thing I would say that was bad on my like communication skills was I guess like I didn't verify what kind of rectangle. I didn't say vertical rectangle. It could have been a horizontal rectangle, you know what I mean? And then the squiggly lines, it could have been just like little squiggles inside. You know what I mean? I guess I could have explained it better, but the activity was to help us with our communication skills. And then like today we had to do find a disease and make a brochure. Like, I'm an artist, so I did all the drawing, but my other classmates did all the like information finding. So we picked anemia and we did a brochure, and it was just like to communicate to our like patients all about anemia. So like when you're dealing with a real patient and you're hitting them a brochure, you can like tell them like, hey, this is, you know, this is this and this is that, and this is what you're supposed to eat, and this is what this means, and just be articulate in how you explain it. So we had to get in front of the class and like explain our brochure. So yeah, just learning a lot of communication skills, like verbal communication skills, and how to like not have bad attitudes, how to have good body language, how to have, you know, just things like that. That's what this week has really been about. Next week, I think we're going to be doing more like billing and coding, and like learning about more HIPAA. Even though we've been talking about HIPAA this entire time, I think it's more detailed about what we'll be learning when it comes to HIPAA. I already learned about HIPAA because I used to work for a health facility, and I had to take HIPAA courses my first week of training when I was working at that job. So I kind of already know about HIPAA. But by the time I was a graphic designer, so I was just like, okay, like, why do I need to take this? But so now that I'm actually in the health field, I'll probably need to pay a little bit more attention. But yeah, so that's been this week, and then next week, like I said, we'll be doing more of that, like what I just explained. And on Friday, I'll be taking my final exam for boards. It's national. It's a national boards for medical assistants, so I will be nationally certified. I can work anywhere in the country as a medical assistant, and there's 250 questions, something like that. I don't know exactly, maybe a little bit more. And you're allowed to get between 40 and 60 incorrect to pass. It's a pass or fail type of exam. And yeah, so I'm a little stressed out because now moving on into my college courses. So I took nutrition. We went today on Monday. We went over our study guide for our exam, which is next Monday, or this coming Monday. It's Friday, by the way. And so I need to go over that this weekend. by the way, it's my anniversary with my boyfriend. So he planned a whole weekend for us to do things, and I'm like, I got 4 exams next week, boy. I got 4 exams next week, yeah. Anyway, so I'll be figuring that out. I'll be trying to study in between activities. But anyway, so that's what we did on Monday for my nutrition class. Tuesday has statistics. We've been doing probability. I've been like low-key struggling with probability. I feel like I'm overthinking it, and our teacher said that probability is really easy. But it's like so easy you will overthink it because you're just like, wait, this is too easy. But then it's like there's aspects of it that are very like detailed oriented, like very tedious. I'll have to go over the chapter again, chapter 4 again on probability, because he pushed back our quiz for it was supposed to be next Tuesday, but now it's going to be on Thursday, the same day I have an anatomy and physiology exam. My first anatomy and physiology exam is on chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chapters 1 is about, you know, body planes, placements, you know, front, back, anterior, posterior, ventral, dorsal, caudal, inferior, superior, cranial. Like that's what chapter 1. Chapter 2 is on more like biology, like learning about chemical reactions and compounds and ions and hydrogen bonds and like all that stuff. And then chapter 2 is on cells, mitochondria, the plasma membrane, protein like synthesis, and RNA and DNA, and that's chapter 3. Chapter 4 is on tissue, connective tissue, bones, blood, cartilage, dense irregular connective tissue, dense regular connective tissue, loose connective tissue, like, yeah. And then and chapter 5 is on the integumentary system, hair, skin, nails, what else? Burns, injuries, inflammation, skin disease, sebaceous glands, secretion glands, things like that. So, I mean, I feel like overall I have a complete understanding of all these things. I just need to like magnify on the details of these things. Like I need to like, I feel like it's like, okay, I got all the chapters down, I know what everything's about. Okay, now I gotta just like dig deeper and really focus. So because my lecture requires a lab and my lab is online, my quiz, I had a quiz that's due on Tuesday, or I have a quiz that's due on Tuesday, and a practical, which is AKA an exam, due Tuesday. I decided to do it yesterday before my anatomy class because I figured it, like by taking it, I get out the way, it will help my anatomy class, and just to like I figured I'd just go ahead and do it, see what I'm working with, and it might help me with understanding what will be on the exam for my lecture, which is honestly more important because it's more credits, 2, a lot more detail-oriented work, and it's an in-person class. You can't cheat, like you can't Google what's hemoglobin in your lecture class, whereas on an online class you can. Even though you're timed, so my quiz was 15 minutes long, and it was 10 questions. I finished in 5 minutes, so it was easy. It was on the integumentary system, chapter 5, and then my practical was about everything, chapter 1 through 5, and they gave us an hour long to do it, and I finished in like 20 minutes. So it wasn't bad. It was 25 questions, like it wasn't bad. So I'm like, okay, like I kind of know a little more than I thought I knew. Okay, like, you know, so because you're like, also too, just to help you guys out with concentration, what I've learned to help me concentrate in this my anatomy physiology lecture class is to take a shot of espresso about an hour before class, or a little bit before class, whatever, just before class, and to take something called ginkgo biloba. I think I told you guys about this in my last video, or my video before that, where it helps me concentrate. If you take espresso with that, you're going to be looking at your teacher like, yeah, and you know, skin cells and you're going to be like, oh yeah, skin cells, yeah, epithelia, yeah, simple cells, squamous cells, yeah, the stratum basal, yeah, the stratum lucidum, yeah, the stratum corneum, yeah, the stratum glandulosum, yeah, you're going to be like totally like in a zone, like, yeah, tell me more, yeah. You're going to be completely focused on your teacher and everything. everything that he's saying. Like literally, like I feel like ever since I started taking that, I've been like OD. Like I wish I took it when he was talking about cells, and I wish I took it when he was talking about biology, because when he started going into biology, the first chapter, I was like, oh, I already know this. I taught myself this summer. But when I started like, when he started talking about freaking biology and freaking cells, I was like, wait, whoo. I was like that, like Mr. Krabs, like meme or whatever, like wait, we're doing biology, we're doing chemistry. I thought this was anatomy, but technically it is anatomy and physiology, so I get it. But I just didn't think we were gonna be talking about that, like that deep. Like we're gonna go there, we're gonna go that deep. Yeah, I didn't know we were gonna do that. So I wasn't expecting it, and I wish I was taking espresso shots and ginkgo when he was covering those chapters, because I really would have, I feel like I would have absorbed information a lot better. But he went over protein synthesis last class, and I was like in a zone. So when he went over, I was able to understand it better because I was so focused on what he was saying. I'm not a auditory learner, I'm a visual learner. I need to see things, but taking these like taking an espresso shot and ginkgo has allowed me to have my listening ears on a lot more. And on top of the fact, you know, he has slides, so you do get to visually see it. So being able to listen and watch the slides versus just like looking at the slides and falling asleep like, oh, like in class, because my class is from 6:30 to 9, has been a lifesaver. So I don't think I'm gonna do bad on the exam, but let's keep our fingers crossed. I want an A, y'all. I want an A. I want an A. I want straight A's. I want A's in all my classes. Like, can we do that? Let's do it. So yeah, so that's that. And yeah, that's all that this week is. Next week, I will be telling you guys about my exam for medical assistants, and I'll be telling you how I did all my exams for anatomy and nutrition and all that. I'll let y'all know how that goes, because yeah, I got 4 exams next week, y'all. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next one.